wanna get away, but I could use some company. If you're alone like me, we could go on a trip. Girl, I wanna see the sun, dive into the deep ocean, dance with you all night long, move as you swing your hips. Let's take a break from the stress and the hate. Feel the loving, feel the rhythm, singing oh na na, oh na na.
Welcome to the Charge Room Show. I am Ilyasa Simpson, aka Coach Illy. This is Mindset Monday. Mindset Monday is a safe space where you can come and collect some strategies, y'all. Collect some stories, collect some tools that you can take with you to teach yourself how to manage through your days, through your nights, through your rough weeks, because every day is not a good day. Motivation does not show up all the time, but sometimes, just sometimes, we have to dig deep inside ourselves and do what we got to do to make it work, right? So, yes, I know I'm going to hit someone today up in their soul. Yeah, this is soul snatching time because I like to share and I like to be transparent about life because in life, we're going to hit rough spaces, dark places. In life, it gets rough. It gets to places where you feel like you can't breathe, like you can't swallow, and you just do not know what to say. And sometimes, just sometimes, you're too afraid to speak, to let people know what's going on inside of you, to talk about your emotions, to talk about your feelings, to talk about your hurt, to talk about your pain. It is mind blowing. And not only that, the weight that it places on your shoulders is devastating. It's devastating, y'all. So I'm just going to ask you to share this session, share this discussion, share this broadcast, because I know you or someone you know has had some rough days, has had some dark nights, has had some moments where they just cry themselves to sleep and the pillows just collect all their tears. There are days, and it could be anything that could bring you there. But we are just trying to get through the day. We're trying to not go through the mood swings of depression that may hit us that hard that we can't get back up. You know, we fall now, but we're gonna get back up. And there's some people that feel that they cannot get back up, but you can. You can. I always like to walk in my truth. I always like to share because life be lifing. And I love that statement. Life be lifing. Life, we walk through life. We go through life. We have a journey that we walk through when we wake up every single day, every single day. When we wake up in the morning or at night, however your schedule is, you have opportunity. Now, what will you do with your opportunity? Will you be a complainer? Will you complain about every single little thing? Will you sit and talk negative about yourself or about others? Will you go to places where you are just totally obnoxious? Is that you? Or do you know somebody that is like that? I need you to share this session right now because I'm going to talk about some people. I'm going to talk about some people because I'm going to talk about tonight's theme is we're going to talk about coping when it gets rough. Coping when it gets rough. But first, I want to talk about how when people know it's rough and try to act like it's not rough, I must share something with you. You are only hurting yourself by lying to yourself, by denying what is actually going on in your head space, in your heart, in your soul, right? The worst thing you can do is hide behind the blankets, the sheets, the walls. When you're hidden, you tend to become blind, you tend to become deaf, and you tend to become numb. You are blind to what you're doing to yourself. You're hurting yourself. You become deaf in your ears to not hear what you need to hear to help yourself. You become mute because you do not want to speak what is the truth, what is actually going on. And then there are those who are feeling that they're perfect. Life for me is perfect. There is nothing wrong with me. Everything is okay. But then you have that still moment when you're sitting on the toilet by yourself. You're sitting on the edge of your bed by yourself. You're sitting at the table, slumped over by yourself. You're sitting on the couch in the house by yourself, and thoughts seep in and out that are of real reality, real reality. And you can't tell anybody because you don't want anybody to know what is really going on with you. So you create this facade, this life that you want people to think that you are leading, but you are really not. But who's crying, balled up in a knot in the bed with the covers over them? Who's crying while you're driving to work in your car? Who's crying when you are sitting down at the table with nothing to eat? Who is crying? Stop lying to yourself. If something is wrong, say it's wrong. This is where I need help. I need help. I'm having a bad day. I'm having a bad week. I made some poor choices. I made wrong decisions. I I did things that I should not have been doing, and I know it. I have been walking in denial. I have been telling myself lies. How to come clean? By putting you first. How to come clean. How to come clean is to say, I'm taking accountability because I was thinking this way. I was moving that way. I spoke this way. Be honest with yourself. And that is probably the hardest pill to swallow, to be honest with yourself, because I know I'm not perfect. I know I have made mistakes. I know I have made poor decisions. I know that some things I thought were good ideas were not good ideas. I know, but I walk in my truth with it. If I did it by myself, I have to talk to myself like, self, I am so sorry I did that to you. I had to talk to my younger self and say, listen, I'm looking back over my life and I did you dirty. I did you wrong. Sometimes we use our bodies inappropriately. Sometimes we allow people in our spaces that shouldn't be there. Sometimes we get in the bed with the wrong folk. And I mean that mentally, emotionally, and physically. But I know I did that. And I had to take accountability for mistreating myself, mishandling myself. And how could I expect someone to treat me right when I'm not treating myself right? I had to learn how to do that. I had to learn how to do that. Why are you not feeling good today? Why are you tired? Why are you moody? Why are you feeling ugly on the inside? I was thinking negatively about myself. I don't know if I'm relating to somebody, but I know I am. I know someone can connect with me right now. I mishandled me. So how do I get back on the right track? I had to be accountable and say, self, I am so sorry for mishandling me. I'm sorry for mishandling you, Ilyasa, at 17, at 13, at 8. And we say sometimes we don't know no better, but guess what? We know how we feel. We know when we don't like a feeling or if you're feeling uncomfortable. We know what that feels like. I don't care what age you are. I had to apologize to the 22-year-old self, the 35-year-old self, the 40-year-old self, the 53-year-old self. I did not always make the right decision. So I took accountability. I walk in my own truth. And sometimes things get so ugly and you're like, oh my God, when is this gonna be over? Don't say that. Walk through the ugly. Because it wasn't pretty. It might have been pretty at the time, but you gotta walk through your ugly. And it's hard. It's not easy. It takes courage. There's so many cowards walking around here. So many cowards. They run their mouth, talk about people, and tell people what you did to them, but don't talk about their role of what they participated in. Oh no, because they didn't do nothing. And that's the first thing that came out their mouth. Oh, I didn't do nothing to her. I didn't do nothing to him. Are you sure? Because you're running your mouth like you had nothing to do with the situation. You're running your mouth. And then you're running your mouth to the wrong people. Did you ever stop to say, well, let me talk to her or let me talk to him, the person that you had the altercation with? Walking your truth with that instead of shutting down and acting like I didn't do nothing, but they did something to me. You are not always the victim. It is not always about you. Just like I know I'm not always a victim. It's not about me. It's about what is really going on here. Because I don't know if anybody told you, but things that happen to us when we're children or teenagers, when we're younger, our younger self, things that happen to our younger self affects our adulthood. We may look like an adult, but there is the teenage person that's on this side, and then it's the younger baby on this side, and then back here is somebody in the middle. Who's showing up for who today? But let's talk about when the going gets rough. When the going gets rough, stop blaming other people for your roughness, for your sharp edges, your rocky roads. Stop blaming other people. Stop pointing fingers. Stop having temper tantrums. Stop complaining. And you got to take a step back and deal with self. You got to deal with self. You have to deal with self. If you do not deal with self, you're always going to be the blame person. You play the blame game. You're always going to you're always going to be in a space of immaturity emotionally. You're always going to be in a space where you will not develop or build resilience. It's time to get your toolkit together. Create some strategies to get you through the hard times, to get you through the rough. And one thing I always say is in this time of living, resources are unlimited. People don't like to research, they don't like to do the work. But living in the times today versus 30 years ago, 40 years ago, 50 years ago, We have so many resources right in our hand called a phone, that internet, that chat GBT. You can type whatever you want. YouTube, you can type whatever you want and get an answer. You don't have to be stuck. Dag, I don't know how to do this. I don't have no money for that. Open up your mind just a little bit wider. Use your thumbs. Peck if you have to. But there's resources out here to get to the bottom of whatever you're going through. I don't care what it is. There's an answer. You may not want to do the research. You may not want to put in the work. There's so many people that just like stuff handed to them. Here you go. But guess what? Even when you say, here you go, are you going to pick it up and say, okay, I'm going to follow the directions? Because even with that, and someone giving you resources and even the answers, people still mess it up and still blame you for not helping them. So, what part of the game is it where you're going to stop and stand up for yourself instead of letting life just beat you up? Life be life, and yes, but there's another part that's called get up. Sometimes you just got to say, okay, let me get up myself. Get up, stand up. If you can't hold yourself up, lean up against a wall. Get some support. Get a buddy system. Get an accountability partner. Help me. This is what I need to do. Say what you want, and I'm good for that. Just tell somebody what you want. Have somebody help you be accountable for doing everything you need to do to get to where you need to be. And first thing I always talk about is journaling, writing stuff down. I am the journal jot doodle queen. It's I got pads at my desk, just pads everywhere. I have stickies everywhere in my car next to my bed. These little tiny pad books. They just in my pocket, almost all pocketbooks. A book pad or a pen is in my pocketbook, in my car, but by a desk, by a ledge, in the kitchen, the utility drawer in the kitchen, right? It's always a pen, a pad. Write stuff down. Write down what you want. Write down your emotions. Write down affirmations. Write down thoughts that may trigger you to explode. But write down what bothers you. So and so voice gets on my nerves. So and so the way they walk gets on my nerves, or the noise level of the music is the vibration makes me feel afraid. Like, write down things about yourself that you wouldn't tell anyone, but find those triggered words that'll place you in a positive state of mind or a negative state of mind, or even somewhere neutral in the middle. Write it down. Track your mood over time. Track your greatest senses about yourself so you can become aware, because certain noise levels makes me nervous. I'll catch anxiety. Certain vibrations in a room will make me feel anxious. Certain music I can't listen to. It starts to make me feel jumpy. And I didn't notice that until I got in my late 50s. Roller coaster rides used to be my thing. When I turned 40, it was over. I started become aware of what triggers me to be in a space where I'm uncomfortable. I've learned to develop a greater sense of self to become aware of what makes me smile. I started doing things that I've never done before, simple things, taking walks in parks, sitting by myself on a blanket. I love to sit in the park on a blanket and just lay down and gaze at the sky. I love the sky. I love clouds. I love airplanes. I love sitting to watch airplanes land and ascend. It turns me on. It just calms me. I love to paint. I love to do things with my hands. My hands are my strength. I can build with my hands. I can I can draw, I can write, I can paint, I can create things, pretty things, right? I, I'll do my hair, I'll do my nails, anything where my hands are moving. It gives me a sense of calm. So use your hands, journal, write things down, become aware of what triggers you to positivity, trigger you to negativity, or keep you neutral in a neutral space to keep your peace. I always say, you know, always set up boundaries. Boundaries are important. But I'm gonna talk about that in 2 seconds. But we're gonna go to mindfulness, being mindful, because when we are not mindful of what's going on with us, we tend to overthink. We tend to underthink. We tend to sway in ways where we shouldn't belong. We wind ourselves up when we can be calm, right? So become mindful of the right now. Where are you right now? What do you want to do right now? And work within that time span parameter. So in 5 minutes, what do you want to do in your next 5 minutes? What do you want to do in your next 15 minutes? And you can goal yourself for an hour. I'm always saying, okay, what time is it? What time is it? I used to ask myself, what time is it all day long? Because I wanted to be mindful of what I was doing so I would not overthink, so I wouldn't stress myself out. And people stress themselves out. Oh my God, this isn't that. That isn't this. What if this? What if that? And it just keeps going and going and going like a ping pong game or a tennis match going. The ball just keeps going, right? Take time out to pace yourself. Practice to pace yourself in right now time. Have short meditation sessions with yourself so you can gradually take your time to be comfortable in your space. And then you put up that boundary. I call it the divine line, that 360-degree wall of protection, of peace that you guard with your life. And everyone cannot come in. Push everyone out. I don't care who they are. Until you get to a place where you can breathe and manage your time in one spot. Then move to the left, move to the right, circle around, do a dip and a snap. Then you'll learn how to move in your space, your time, because you're peaceful here. You can smile here. You can say, I'm feeling happy here. But if you don't take control of that, you are always going to be upset. You are always going to overthink. You are always going to be stressed out. And you're getting way ahead of yourself. Don't cross the bridge until you get there. Don't cross that bridge until you get there. Have some breathing exercises. I know on Tuesdays, I speak at the We Empower Network. Yeah, because we have lunchtime from 1 to 1:30, right? On Facebook and on YouTube, right? Yeah, on YouTube. So with that being said, and also we have it on Instagram. But with that being said, we take breathing exercises because I just believe in breathe again. You gotta breathe again. We're gonna sing Tony. I can't sing, but Tony gonna sing for me. So I talk about, being mindful in your space with divine lines and setting boundaries and having breathing exercises to take off some of that weights that you're walking around with. So we take in some breaths and we exhale some breaths and do it a few times. And you could do it a few times a day. I know on anybody that have a Apple Watch or any type of other watch you may have, they have breathing exercises. And I program my watch to hit me with breathing exercises 3 times a day because I want to be mindful of where I am. I want to be mindful to protect my peace. I want to be mindful to just, be in a happy space because something along my way of my day or the week, right? Someone gonna throw daggers at you. And you have to protect yourself. You have to protect yourself. So be mindful to have breathing exercises throughout your day, or at least, before you transition to your next activity of the day. I do that too. If I'm at work and then I transition to doing a show or recording a show, I want to breathe and exhale. Sometimes I even go take a shower to get off the early part of my day, especially if I had a rough day. I'll go take a shower, breathe in the shower. I'll even put eucalyptus on my shower head and I inhale the eucalyptus. Oh my God, it smells heavenly. It smells heavenly. I get eucalyptus. I love Trader Joe's. I love Trader Joe's. I get eucalyptus branches and lavender branches, and I wrap them around my shower head. And I let the water, the steam, just exhale all the aromas from the flowers and branches, and I inhale that thing. Baby, heavenly, yes, heavenly. You can put rosemary in there too. So yes, try it, try it. I believe in self-care. So again, you have to identify negative patterns that you have. Negative self-talk is one of the most the most impactful thing that negatively that you are tearing yourself down. You'll look at yourself in the mirror if you look at yourself in the mirror and you'll talk about yourself. I always give people this mirror talk or open your cell phone and look at yourself in your video and or say something in your video and save it. And I go, okay, now post it. And they be like, oh no, because look at my this and look at my that and look at my hair and look at you are tearing yourself down. You are, oh, I'm fat. Oh, I'm this. Listen, things that you're saying about yourself, you could change them. You could change them. There's nothing wrong with practicing self care, self love, self improvement, self development. Anything that have to do with self and doing something to better you, do it. Don't sit and talk about it. Don't sit and talk about it while you're sitting down on the couch and won't get up and just eating chips, cookies, cake, junk, fast food. And that's how you gain weight. And then you talking about, oh, I don't want to do this because I don't have nothing to wear. None fits. Listen, I'm a size 18. I'm not a size 8 or a 10 or a 2. But my behind gets up and exercises. My curves ain't going nowhere, but I have lost weight. I lost 60 pounds. I still wear the same size though, but I lost 60 pounds because I said, whoa, you are almost 300 pounds, lady. Let's do something about this. I didn't know. I didn't realize. I like to eat and go to bed sometime. Can't do that. The older we get, we have to watch what we eat. We have to watch what time we eat. We have to watch ourselves and what we do. We have to be more cognizant and take accountability on how we are treated ourselves. And negative self-talk, we are beating ourselves up. You have to notice what we do to create patterns in our lives where we are placing ourselves in challenging situations. Watch what we do. Watch what we say. Watch what we look at. Watch what we hear. Watch how we move. Pay attention to yourself. And then ask the question, who's really doing what to who? Question your mood swings. Why are you funky today? Ask yourself, okay, so what we thinking about today? What was we watching on the TV that just came in and took over our minds and bodies? Who were we talking to on the phone that just infiltrated our system negatively? What sometimes you can't talk to everybody. You just can't listen to everybody. Everyone is not on the same page as you, especially when you want to do something better with yourself. I don't know about you, but every time I set to myself and say, okay, so you have a goal this month, this week, this quarter, and I take time and focus on that, and I shut everybody out and down. Like, what's wrong with you? I put up my divine line real quick. I am doing something to better me. Have a good day. No means no. You don't have to explain yourself. One thing about me, I will never try to prove something to somebody else about me. Ask me if I care. If I know what I'm trying to do, I'm going to sit down and strategize and do it and get it done. I don't care what nobody got to say because sometimes I'm the only one that see my vision. I don't need you to ride my vision with me because it's mine. And you don't need me to ride your vision with you because it's yours. Now you can come for support, or I may reach out for some support. But one thing I will never do is ask for a whole gang of company while I'm doing my thing because everybody ain't gonna care. Everyone doesn't care. And you got to be okay with that. So don't get an idea or something you want to do, and you go get so happy you want to tell somebody, and then when you tell somebody, they're like, and you're looking at them like, what's going on? And then you'll turn around and throw your idea in the garbage because somebody else ain't give you no love. Wrong, wrong. Don't do it. Don't question yourself when you get an idea. Research it. What will it work? What will it take for me to make it work? Are you the person for the job? Because you may not be quite able to get there because maybe you're missing some things. Because maybe you have to backtrack and do the missing pieces so you can get to the goal. Just like if somebody can't drive and they want to buy a car and they don't have a license, you can't just walk in and get a car with no license and no and then you driving off the lot. It's a little process. So that's what I mean. Make sure everything can be done while you're reaching for that goal. Sometimes you got to backtrack and do those small steps to get to the large steps, right? So take time with yourself and develop resilience, y'all. Develop resilience. And I know I'm getting short on my time here. Resilience is the ability to adapt, to do the bounce back thing. A lot of people don't develop the resilience because they don't want to take the time out to give themselves permission to go through their feelings or emotions or put in the work to make sure that they are in a good, happy space, place, and peacefulness. They don't want to do that. They want to have temper tantrums. They want to blame other people. They don't want to do the work because it's too hard and too painful. I can't. I can't. You can. It's called how bad you want it because you can. Stop acting like a little 2-year-old, 4-year-old. Sometimes you got to put the big drawers on and say, listen, we're going to get this done. And you're going to do whatever it takes to get it done. But these people, they talk, but they're not willing to put in the work. They take 2 steps and go, I'm tired. When you got to walk 100 steps. Don't get tired after 2. Don't stop until you're done. You may be tired, but don't quit on yourself. People quit right when they get to where they're supposed to be. They quit on step 99 when you only have 1 more step to go. So I'm just here to say, you have the power to bounce back. My favorite thing when I can't see and I can't feel is I'm praying. I'm praying going and I'm praying coming because I know I look to my Lord for help. I'm not looking for helping people because He's going to send the people to help me. So I pray, Lord, help me. And that's all you got to say. Because when you say it, you believe it and have faith in God. God gonna send you that help. Don't take it back. Don't doubt. Don't walk in fear. Believe it. If this is what it is, this what you want, say what you want, tell God because He gonna give it to you. But you gotta believe it. Don't say, oh, I want this and go, oh no. Don't do that. Stand firm, confirm, affirm, walk in alignment with God. I stay at God's feet because I know He gonna bless me. Because I pray going and I pray coming. Whatever I do, I'm praying. Because I'm not going to be stressed out. I am not going to fall. I'm not going to waver. I'm going to stay right here in my moment and keep walking. If I got to keep breathing, and ask God to get me through the next 5 minutes. But I know I'm going to keep going until I get to where I need to be. That's just me because I'm going to put in my work. I'm going to walk in my truth. I'm going to get to where I need to go because I got the vision. God gave it to me. And I'm going to ride off into the sunset with it, baby. So I'm here to encourage you today. If you woke up today and feel like you can't get through to tomorrow, if you sit with your mind and say, nobody is my friend, I don't know where my friends at, my family ain't supporting me, listen, support yourself. Write down your vision and make it plain. Pray to God and tell God what you want because He's going to send you the help. He's going to send you the direction. He's going to send you the resource. And you're going to be all right. So thank you for stopping by. My name is Ilyasa Simpson, aka Coach Illy. This is the Charge Room, and this is Mindset Monday. And this is how we get through the rough stuff. Step back, acknowledge, become self-aware of what we're doing, what we're saying to ourselves, what we're looking at. Become totally into your space where you learn to understand yourself, develop a sense of self-awareness. of what triggers you to your likes, your dislikes, and what you're so, what you're neutral about. Life be lifing, but don't let life you. You life, because you have the power. So I see you next week. Don't forget to like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, and subscribe to us on YouTube. And never miss another show at the Charge Room again. See you later. Bye. Next week, Monday, 7 p.m.
Hi, everyone. This is Ilyasa Simpson, aka Coach Illy of the Charge Room. The Charge Room has an additional entity called the Divine Expressions Media. If you're looking to be a show owner, yes, host your own show. Whether you are a content creator or just someone that wants to start fresh from the beginning and you had a dream to be on TV, this is your time. This is your moment. Become a show owner today. I have 5 spots available. And guess what? Your show will be aired on Roku, Fire, and Apple TV platforms. So connect with us today. Text show to 917-810-7400. Come, let's connect to put you on the air.
I wanna get away.